Alright, just left my hotel room and went back to the general store because I forgot to buy bug spray. And I ran into Takeout, who I haven't seen in quite some time, which was cool. I think I haven't seen him maybe since Agua Dulce, maybe, which is crazy, but cool. Well, I haven't had a honey bun since on the AT in Pennsylvania. Okay, I just had that huge breakfast at the Red Moose Cafe, and now I feel a little gross, very full. It's like 10 a.m. I am finally gonna leave town. I'm gonna try to go up like some roads, like there's paved and then dirt, I think, that take you back to the trail right out of Sierra City versus getting a hitch back that way and then hiking out. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. The man at the cafe said that other hikers had done the same thing. I think it lops off some miles too, although I'm not too sure with Blue Blaze ever. I'm gonna take it slow so I don't hurl. And if I have to, take some breaks, especially because it's hot out. But I need to get going. Also, I had such a good time talking with Glowstick last night and then this morning at breakfast. She was really cool, and I hope that I see her again. And then I saw Takeout this morning, like I said. We chatted for a bit, and then I also saw Jukebox this morning, who I haven't seen in quite some time. So I'm happy to say there's at least a few people around I do recognize. Often it's just been new faces. Even though I feel like I'm going at a pretty average pace. So it's really cool to see a couple of faces that I had seen before, and then it's always nice to get to know someone like Glowstick. So we'll see how that pans out, but that was cool. I think maybe I was going slightly faster than average in the Sierras-ish. And so a lot of the people I knew got behind me. But then with the 4.0s in Tahoe and also just still doing low 20s, while other people are starting to speed up because the terrain's getting easier, maybe that's why people that I know are popping back up, and hopefully they continue to do so because I like the people I know. But we'll see. So it seems like it is a Saturday, but this gravel road is pretty popular with mountain bikers and dirt bikers. So I'm trying to keep aware and to the side and facing traffic so I don't die. Just kidding, it's fine. I'm really sweaty, and even if I did choose the easier path, it's still gonna be a bit of a slog, I fear. This is tough. It is quite hot, especially in the sun. I'm in the small bit of shade that I can find, because it's mostly pretty exposed. And I'm trying to stay slow. But it's hard to stay slow enough. The biggest thing is just my stomach. The heat itself sucks, but it's really just the effects on my stomach of the heat and the climb and that huge breakfast. But that's okay. Gonna take a little break and then keep going. It's only roughly 2 or 3 miles until it connects back with the PCT, so it'll be fine. Well, I just puked my guts out, so that's fun. I feel a little better, I don't know, but it's hard to even game plan that because that was right after I took a 10-minute break to cool down. But I'm hoping sorry, that's gross. I'm sorry. I'm hoping A, that I absorb some of the food, and B, that that'll maybe relieve me of my queasiness. I don't know. Yeah. Because I'm trying to go slow. I thought that going slow would make it so that I wouldn't puke. Because as far as I've learned through ultra running, like, your body has to pump blood to, your legs because of the activity, your skin to cool you off, and your stomach. And so if it has to pump too much to cool you off and to, like, power you, then your stomach's, like, gonna crap out and you're gonna have issues. And so I've always been taught to, like, cool down and slow down when you feel queasy, but that didn't really work. And then I puked. So I'm hoping it'll work for the rest of the time. Otherwise, I don't know. It might take me a long time to do these 2 miles. Okay, I'm taking another break. Plenty of breaks on this ascent. Thankfully, the trees have reappeared, so there is some shade, which is really nice compared to just the exposure. I'm almost back to the PCT. I've only got like a half a mile. I think this sounds longer than it has been, but it feels longer than it has been. And thankfully there's should be a water source like right after they meet, which will be good because I feel like I could drink like a gallon. I'm not like, I've had plenty of water. I like packed out like 2 liters, and this climb to connect to the PCT I think is only like 4.5, 5 miles, but it's taken a lot longer than that, and it's really hot, and I think the puking made me, definitely dehydrated me a bit. So I sit here a few minutes trying to like make sure my stomach is settled and like cool down periodically, and then I will keep going, do the half a mile, hopefully in one go, if not in one go, in 2 goes, get to the PCT, then the elevation chills out, the climbing is very minimal after I get to the PCT, get water, drink a lot of water, put some electrolytes in some of my water, drink that, maybe, no, I'm not going to eat a snack. Sorry, I'm like talking to myself. This is like me planning because I feel weird. And then maybe take a break at the water. Ooh, I could soak my shirt and my hat. Cool down, and then get walking again after I get to the PCT. I only have like 6.5 more miles to make it so that PCT mileage-wise, 17 miles since Sierra City has been done, even though I will have hiked much less than that because of the shortcuts. But yeah, so that's the vague plan. Yay! Back in familiar territory. Oh, now to find that spring. Okay, I'm at the spring. The water is ice cold, which is amazing. And I already had like a liter with electrolytes and another like half liter. And which I'm feeling much better. I'm definitely like cool enough in the shade. And so I'm trying to take I'm taking a longer break. I was talking to some folks just because like of the puking and everything and not feeling good, and the heat. So I'm still going to take a little bit more of a break. I will get some more water for the hike to the next water source, and I think eat just like my Nutter Butters because I don't want to do a full lunch. I don't feel like doing a full lunch, but I think I need something, so I'm going to do a snack and then get back on the trail. I've got like 6 more miles to go to where I'm going to camp, so I can do that. But it is like 1 p.m., so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, but I think the electrolytes in the cold water was great and needed. And just being out of the sun, this is so much better. And it's mostly flat. I think there's like a half a mile of uphill on the way, but it's mostly flat, which is like, again, like I can do. The hike up kicked my butt, but now it should be fine. I hope. All right, I'm on to my second blue blaze of the day. Although this one is like properly on far out as a blue line. You know, the first one getting up to the PCT was just looking at the topo and figuring it out. But this one is like actually on there. So, and it cuts off like 3 or 4 miles, I think. And it sounds like almost all of the other hikers are doing it too. So that's the vibe. And also, despite the events of the day, primarily being the puking and how hard the climb was up here, and the fact that it's still quite hot, I feel pretty good mentally. I think that might just be like kind of the in comparison, both in terms of like how the climb up was versus how this chill, flat walking is, and also just like how I feel physically. Both like, you know, I felt really crappy before I puked, like my stomach was just in knots, and then afterwards my stomach felt so much better, but just like energy, hydration were pretty low, and I feel quite better after cold water and electrolytes and a small snack. So I think it sometimes, even if things aren't great, you can still feel good about it because they're better. So thank God for that. Okay, it's like 2:30. I spent 20 or 30 minutes sitting at a trailhead in the shade talking to some folks, which I really shouldn't have. Honestly, I just wanted to yogi a cold drink, which didn't happen. It's all mountain bikers, though. They're out in fucking droves. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. But there's so many mountain bikers out here. But no cold drinks for me. That's fine. Okay, I need to erase all of my complaining about not getting a cold drink because I got something better. A ride. Yeah, the woman that I was talking to for like 20 minutes at that shady spot ended up driving by me walking on the dirt road, and she was, I guess, driving some folks who one guy had broke the rim of his mountain bike and needed a ride back to his campsite. So she was driving them this direction anyway, and I hopped into bed. And now I only have like a mile and a half to my camp spot instead of 4, which is lovely. And I skipped the uphill, and now it's only flat and downhill. So I'm ecstatic about that. Also, it's just crazy to me. There's so many people out here camping and biking. And I know it's a Saturday, but it's like I'm feeling similar to how I did in Mammoth, where I was just like, whoa. Alrighty, I'm in camp. PCT miles, I've gotten to 17 miles from the cutoff for Sierra City. Now, I actually hiked several fewer miles than that because I was taking all those cutoffs and because that woman drove me a couple of miles of the last part of the dirt road, which was awesome. But I'm of the mindset that I should count PCT miles done, because that's how much further it got me. So I've set up camp. Also, it was like 4 anyway, and I'm like crashing by then, honestly. So I've set up camp here, and I'm eating my dinner. I've got rice. Right now it just has mayo and seasoning, but I'm also gonna, I think, eat some tuna and maybe put some Fritos in there too. But yeah, I feel like today went really well. Somehow, like ironically, I think. Um, it feels funny to say because it was kind of miserable for a lot of it, and like the puking was just like no good. I haven't been able to fuel properly today, really. But I like talked to a lot of people, both like new folks and people I already knew, which was really nice. I've been trying to be a little more social on trail because I would like to have some more consistent trail friends or a group or something. I think I've talked about this before, but I talked for a long time to Glowstick this morning over breakfast, and last night, and I saw Jukebox and Takeout, who I hadn't seen in several hundred miles, which made me feel a lot more like in community, which was really nice. And then, when I was hiking out of town, a mountain biker like stopped or like rode beside me, and we were talking for a short while, and then I talked to folks at the water source, and I talked to that lady in the parking lot, and then I talked to more people at the next water source. Like, it's been a strongly social day, which has been good because that's something that I've been lacking or feeling like I'm lacking on trail. So, despite the puke, despite the heat, despite the steepness, it's been a good day, which also feels good to say, like to y'all, because I know a lot of my recent videos have been me just kind of struggling literally and like mentally and just being very like screw this. So I hope you appreciate a little glimmer of positivity in the midst of some of the negativity I've been I don't know, putting out into the world. So hopefully, like, I can have more days like this, where the good outweighs the bad. And I think I will. Like, anyway, sorry, to be clear, I'm having a good time out here, ish, but I am glad that I'm out here. But today was good. That's all.